yawning. I swear a lot.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Library of Ruina. It's been a while. It's been a few minutes, but we're back again after already being back again after a long time. We're back attack, back returned, back again once again with the floor of literature. So, the floor of technology was an absolute cluster. Gotta be honest. A series of builds which I thought would work way better than they actually did, but by the end of it, we came out with something pretty decent. So, overall, relatively happy about it. But it also taught me I had a lot more to learn as I refamiliarized myself with the game. First and foremost, really, I think one of my biggest issues was using cards from, like, Urban Plague and earlier than that, and it's like, some of these have value when used correctly, but in the grand scheme of things, a lot of them are just outclassed at such a high level, especially against the distorted ensemble, who, yeah, they're kind of bringing some of the hardest shit the game has to offer. With that in mind, I've made a team for the floor of literature, with a gimmick, which is not particularly insane, but I think it would be thematically appropriate. Let me take you through it. We start with Hod. Now, Hod obviously is going to be a bit of a support character, very much a support character, because that was literally her role in Lobotomy Corporation. Her whole thing was, you know, trying to keep her team alive and caring about them and stuff like that. And I kind of wanted to portray that, A, through using Mirene's page, so she would be providing them with benefits, and B, through a very specific passive called Solidarity, but let's go through this normally. Mirene's page, speed 3, 4 trigrams, Hana for all, then Solidarity, the Messenger, Heavy-Hearted Forte, and Keeping in Stride. So Solidarity, most of the team has this, so you can only have, you only get like 4 workshop-affiliated fixes pages, so I couldn't give it to everyone, but pretty much everyone has Solidarity, which is, at the end of the scene, if all allies are alive, gain 1 strength for next scene. If all allies are dead, inflict 2 feeble on self instead. The idea being that, like, yeah, she encourages everyone to work together, but that strength starts to fade as people die. And then if there's one person left, well, they're really not fucking used to being on their own, and they suffer as a result. I think Solidarity is honestly decent, but its biggest weakness is that it costs 5 passive cost, which is ridiculous for +1 strength, with the potential for 2 feeble. It is a bit absurd. It's not a good value for money passive, in my opinion, but that was kind of the point, was to have it be a minor strength that kind of works with the thematic themes of this character and her floor, with also the downsides as well. The biggest downside, like I say, is actually that passive attribution cost. Could have got a lot more for my money with that, but whatever. The Messenger, of course, should be throwing out stuff to help the rest of the team. That makes sense. She's got Mirene's page, so she's buffing herself and buffing everyone else as well. Heavy-Hired Forte, because I like it, and Keeping in Stride to keep her alive. I think she'll clash relatively well, because she has Forward March, Multi-Slash, Taste Test, Vizier, Will the City, Will the Prescript, Augury Kick, Celestial Spear, and True Trigram Formation. I'm not sure how necessary Multi-Slash and or Will the Prescript are, because she does have 4 trigrams, so she can kind of make herself draw more cards once every 4 turns, which isn't tons, but it is an extra card. But, you know, Taste Test is good for light restoration, Vizier for strength, Will the City is always useful, Augury Kick for strength, Celestial Spear for card draw, True Trigram because it's a great clasher. It could work really well, it could also work really poorly, or I think more accurately, it'll probably be quite mediocre. We'll see. But the rest of this floor is going to be, I don't know, kind of odd. Stepanich, or Stepanik, I can't remember how we used to pronounce it, so I'm going to call him Step. I went full Boris. I always saw him as being like a bouncer character, like a bodyguard for Hod, basically, and leaning into blunt attacks. Very blunt-pilled character. So, Boris's page, which comes with speed and grit, Solidarity, obviously, improv, drumming, concussion, and puppet skeleton. I reckon he'll do alright, and I reckon he'll hit like a truck when he actually hits people. Inflicting fragile is helpful, extra stagger damage is helpful, if an enemy is staggered, they can't fight. Cool, that works. And his cards are 2 Puppet Blockades, High Kick, Faultless Strike, Steel Knuckles, Knockback, Unyielding Strike, and you knew deep in your soul that I was not going to run a Boris page without Discipline, because Discipline fucking rules. So yeah, I went for Discipline as well. Don't think it will do especially well, but if that last dice can hit in conjunction with Concussion, there's a good chance he will stagger most people he uses that on. Not straight away, obviously, but it will do a lot of stagger damage, so there's some high potential there. But Faultless Strike is decent, I think. Steel Knuckles is useful, especially with the blunt bonuses and the Solidarity Strength High Kick is a good card draw page. Unyielding Strike is handy, and yeah, I've tried to move away from just being like, okay, well, here's my light gain cards, my card draw cards, and then the rest are combat cards with what little space I have left, because that is often what I would do. Instead, I wanted to try and have decks where this is card draw, that's also just a useful move against ranged attacks, for example. This is light regain, but it's also a strong clasher. Steel Knuckles is great for this, to be honest, because on a blunt character, it's card draw and a decent attack. But we're pretty much going to be using Unyielding Strike for mass attack contention, I think. I don't know if Discipline would quite be able to handle it. Although if it's mass summation, it has 4 die, and it has the potential to go up past 30 if you rolled max on all die, but that is a big if, admittedly. It also has the potential to roll 12 if you get minimum, so that's not great, but it'll probably be fine. I don't know. I'll judge these situations as I see them. Emmett was always a bleed character, in my mind. We had 2 bleed characters amongst the roster of the entire library. It was Emmett, and it was Artorias. Now, I remember Artorias being more, what's his fucking name? You know who I mean, the one who uses chains. Is it Shikan? Yeah, Shikan. Yeah, that's Artorias. Artorias was bleed at all costs, even to self, and in my mind, Emmett was definitely more Don Juan, which was like very skilled, kinda a bleed character. We'll see if that actually comes across in how I've built them, but yes, they've got Don Juan's page with Speed 3, Fervor, Carver of Scars, Toughness, and Rupture Wound. They also have Deep Wound, Digging Shank, Prep Up the Main Dish, and Locked Potential. So lots of bleed, lots of potential bleed, extra power if the target has bleed, and then Blade Unlocked, more power. He doesn't have Solidarity. He's the character who doesn't have Solidarity because there simply wasn't enough of them. Otherwise, I would have given it to him. But he has Brace Up, Class and Respect, Multi-Slash, Snake's Prey, Shoving Stab, Will of the City, Critical Moment, Laceration, and Disgorge Innards. I think this could go quite well. At the very least, he'll inflict a lot of bleed before he goes down. And a combination of Hod's bonuses, so she'll be dishing out, combined with Prep Up the Main Dish and Lock Potential means I think he'll clash relatively well. Shoving Stab is great against ranged attacks. Critical Moment is pretty strong, although it does pretty much guarantee he'll take a hit, but he does have Toughness, so he will be reducing the amount of damage he takes. Laceration is a fantastic mass attack clasher and just a generally good clasher. So is Disgorge Innards. There's some good stuff here. I think it'll work out. We got 2 fucking Singleton decks in this on this floor, though. At least I can't quite remember what Xeno and Pines have. For Xeno, I wanted to lean more into protection. So an Ujat's page with Solidarity, naturally, Policy Form to remove status elements, Grit for reduced damage, and Deflect Assault for blocks to respond to one-sided attacks. Very defensive focused, very survival focused. I'm curious as to how that'll actually work out. And he has Graze the Grass, Brace Up, Absorb Impact, Ready Up, Will of the City, and the Ujat. I'm thinking Solidarity and bonuses from Hod, due to the trigrams and whatnot, Hana for All, will make up for some of the lack of power here in the grand scheme of things. But the Ujat is a decent clasher. It's also good mass attack defense, and it gives everyone protection. He's gaining quite a lot of protection and general defensive buffs. He's also removing a lot of his status elements as he gets them. Ready Up to provide everyone with protection. And Ready Up only costs 2 charge per use, so we're not going to need that much charge. 2 Graze the Grasses and Absorb Impact should be enough, in my opinion. Pretty simple, but I do like these protection builds because I like the idea of having a character who basically takes 0 damage when they get hit. And combined with Policy Form, it also means he's very unlikely to take much damage over time either. And finally for Pines, we have Pointy, we have Stabby, we have Spear moves, even though it's a sword. So it's like rapier thrusting moves, you know. Alan's page with the standard Speed 3, Mercy, Stiletto, and Chink in One's Armor, but also Solidarity, Wedge, and Singular Strike. You know I love me a Singular Strike build. Well, I'm almost always going to have one, I guess. Pines' moves, we have 3 single-point stabs, 2 wedging thorns, a brace up, Gale Kick, Laceration, and Celestial Spear. So, I elected to go for the single-point stab build where you're pretty much always going to have, you know, something to play each turn, even if it's not very good. Kind of like ammunition, but this will probably be a bit stronger, as it's 3 to 9 with, like, what, plus 3? So it's actually 6 to 12, which is very good for his 0 cost. Actually, it's more than that. I forgot about Stiletto. It's like 8 to 14 or something. So Pines will be exceptionally good against Eileen, I suppose. Also getting the solidarity bonus, so a little bit of extra strength. But while single point stab is like the backup plan as well, we'll always have access to that. Brace up will also do well. Wedging Thorn will actually be quite strong, and the potential to inflict fragile will be helpful. Gale Kick will slap. Absolutely slap. Laceration, of course, will do very well, and Celestial Spear will slap. I feel like this team will do better. I feel like, and I could be way off on this, but I feel like this team is a team where I've applied more of the lessons I've learned throughout the admittedly brief amount of time we've spent coming back into this. If it doesn't work, then my confidence will be absolutely fucking shattered. So let's see how it goes, shall we? Let's have a little quick look and see how we do. Okay, let's greet these uninvited guests once again. Also, since playing that Slay the Spire mod, you know, the Ruina one we've been doing recently, the regular ensemble themes, you know, the one, like you have the ones for the bottom layer, middle layer, and top layer, or whatever reverse of that you would like. The 3 different themes. There's another one when you fight Argalia, but I'm talking about the 3 before that, are fucking amazing. The ends of those choruses, where it goes a lot softer into some of those sustained notes, going like up and down, are gorgeous. I've been listening to those in my off time just because I've loved them so much. And there is going to be more Slay the Spire Ruina, by the way, because I gotta be honest, I've been a little fixated on that that mod because it's really good. Like, the devs, I don't know how many people worked on it, but they put some fucking work in, and I really appreciate it. I think it's a quality mod, and they should be proud of themselves. So, we got a little bit of a situation here, Pilgrim. They're going quite fast. Okay. I dare say, Emmett, you might have to deal with this with shoving... do you even need shoving stab for this, though? Problem is, Emmett isn't really gaining any bonuses yet, so his power will be limited. Got Tackle Mount, of course we do. Tackle Mount going to the one person who's not really suited to dealing with it, but we might be able to redirect it. Pines has a lot of bonuses to single point stab, but is it enough? Let's find out. Let's test that right the fuck now. But as is typically the case with one of these fights, it might be a rough start. Well, High Kick can deal with that. And Steel Knuckles can probably deal with that. And now make sure Step has plenty of cards. Surely Roundhouse Tail is simplicity itself. Prescript, give a target strength. Who's gonna... Considering you're going up against Tackle Mount, yeah, Pines needs that strength, absolutely. I don't think Hod will struggle with winning clashes this turn. I think she needs more cards. The problem for Hod this turn is she simply doesn't have enough lights to do all of her attacks. More reason to get stuff going, I suppose. Wound of Sorrow is just going to get through. Hunting Hour is not great. Alright, Zeno, your job is to be the durable person, so go be durable, I suppose. Good luck. I'd like to get rid of Pilip sooner rather than later, though I don't know how much that Molly Slash will actually do. Let's give it a try. I had a feeling that would happen. Oh, that's rough. That's very rough. Though he will get some of his stagger back, so it's not so bad. That reduced damage, so it's not so bad. Airing's fine. That's surprising. That's okay. Yeah, that's what I expected. He'll be fine. He's just completely fucked it, really. That's fine. Absolutely fine. That worked perfectly. That didn't. Okay, so it was a bit of a back and forth, but we all are, most of us are going to, gain strength this turn, though you're losing strength as well. You're also losing strength. It certainly is a turn. Okay, well. Hod will now do quite a lot. Everyone's gaining some strength, except for Step. With your bonus, it would be, you get +1 to it, so it's 4 to 9 against 4 to 9, 5 to 9, 8 to 10. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that at all. What prescripts we got? Ally draws a page. I don't think Zeno has any... I mean, should at least try. The Ujat. That last die. The die that counts and gives everyone protection. That would totally get through. Menacing noise. But if you use the Ujat, you don't have enough light to do that. That's really rough. Go for that, and then will the city. Get more of your stuff. Hopefully next turn he can land an Ujat. What are you up against? Hunting Hour. A lot of strength, but 2 paralyze. Time for more strength, I'd say. Now Step is gaining strength, so that's actually quite good. Okay, alright, we can make it work, yeah. Yeah, I think we can. Though she's not gaining any bonuses to her defensive die. I think a problem I've actually noticed with Hod's cards now is they're all too expensive. It's fine. Don't worry about it, it's alright. Make it work. Bashir. Celestial Spear, just deal with him straight up. You've got a lot of attacks coming in on you. Got +2 strength, well, +1 strength because you got some feeble. You might be able to deal with Distorted Courage. I would have him deal with Fanciful Tune because I'm not even sure if that would be easier, but the point is he has to deal with Pillip because Pillip's rolling 7s. He's the only one who can counteract it. This does have better numbers. What's coming in on here? Blazing Strike. Oh. You horrible man. I can't stand it. But someone else could deal with that if need be. We used Critical Moment. The evades would cancel each other out near enough, and then it would be offense die versus offense die, which I like those odds, honestly. Critical Moment has a strong die, which can inflict bleed, which would be a good way to start working Pillip down. I reckon that's the way to go, possibly, yeah, maybe. But maybe we'll do it that way, okay. You can use all of your die to deal with that. If you had a leftover die, perhaps... I mean, he does get, No, he doesn't get that. No, I'm thinking of someone else. Right, yeah, it's Xeno who gets the extra block die on one-sided attacks. The thing about Fanciful Tune is that the recover 5 HP for 2 random allies isn't the problem, it's the 2 feebles. They're the problem. Though I suppose that's why Discipline is useful, because Discipline wouldn't be affected by it. But the best way to make this fight go easier, as we know by now, would be to pick on someone and make them die, and I reckon it's gotta be Eileen. She's got the least amount of health. Alright, let's see what we can do. Yeah. Honestly, that went better than I thought it would have. Good shit. Fair enough. Very nice. Very nice. Solid. Very solid. Yep. Also good. These are some good results. I like them. Less keen on that, but it'll be fine. Got Grit. Grit is helpful. That reduces damage. Honestly, that went alright. Okay, we got Look of the Day, which is one I always fuck up. If the dice rolled maximum value, inflict 1 to 2 paralysis, bind, and fragile next scene. Or we'll go Look of the Day on Xeno because he's losing a lot of his clashes. Now you're doing your mass attack. Yeah, which I figured you would. And it's time for Discipline. Because Step is currently losing power. But we'll see what else we can do first. Tiger restores 1 light. Well, it's not needed right now, but it's fine. Tail Whisk. Well, surely Discipline will beat Tail Whisk. Actually, no, the first dice will probably lose, but the block will counteract the evade, and then the 2 strikes will hit. So that works out. Only downside is it leaves Step with virtually nothing to work with for the rest of the round. But Puppet Blockade there, perhaps. Just deal with that. I like to set up the musicians with bleed, I think. So we'll use Laceration as mass attack contention, and then hit them big and hard, and then next turn maybe Disgorge Innards. For the extra bonus damage on, you know, bleed. So that'll be helpful. And you're up against Tackle Mount. Fuck. Gaining 2 strength. Ugh, that's not going to be enough. It's a 5. That could win. That means you only got 2 to deal with this. So I suppose this would just give you more light. No, it doesn't. I wasn't expecting it to, for what it's worth. Gain endurance. Okay, well, the Ujat is his best chance at resisting a mass attack, so hit them with it, and I'll give everyone protection, which will be helpful. Although it'll be at the end of the turn, so with the bonus to power from Look of the Day, maybe Brace Up can deal with Meat Gear. I almost called it Metal Gear again. True Trigram Formation will absolutely deal with that. Luckily, Greta is also attacking you, so make use of that. But this dice practically goes to waste. Pines ain't looking great. His best chance to defend himself would be Gale Kick, but that's 14 to 20 with no bonuses. This is 7 to 13, but it gains +2. So 9 to 15. An additional +1, so 10 to 16. An additional 1, so 11 to 17. And then singular strike, which is 13 to 19. Best chance. That is the best chance. If it doesn't work, he's in big trouble. He's in big fucking trouble. Emmett hasn't taken much, so maybe he should take the tackle mount. 6 to 10 on that. And that's 11 to 15, so there's like no chance of victory. The bleed will apply additional damage, though. Or additional power. But we'd still be relying on Greta to roll, like, minimum. Unless... No, because this would go first, so he wouldn't unlock his potential in time. And then we have to take Pillip into consideration as well, who's just fucking running wild over there with moves. I reckon it's gotta be this way. It's gonna suck, though. So keep that off of Pines, because I think Pines already took. Can I see the fucking statuses, please? I want to see what that funky looking stat... Oh, it won't let me. I can see up here. Restraint, yeah. So I want to spread around the restraint to make sure Xeno doesn't get multiple. I guess this is about as good as it's going to get. We just need to wait for the face to get angry. No. Close, though. No. Close, though. No. God, I hate that face. Come on! Please. Yes. Two fail. Discipline failed as well. That's not good. The fucking coward eye did it though. Good enough. This sucks. Yep. I reckon Step's gonna have a bad... Oh, it's not great for Emmett either. It's a bad round for everyone, really. Really, it is. This helps. Oh, come on. It's a bad round. They've rolled very high on speed during this encounter. Completely randomly. They haven't been gaining haste or nothing. They've just gotten lucky. Now everyone gains protection, so that's something, but oh boy, are we not doing well. Social distancing for Xeno, although I fear we're using way too many, like, Abno cards on him. If we want to actually beat that, and we need to start beating these moves and not getting hurt, it's gotta be Disgorging. It'll still do quite a lot of damage, I think. Just not as much as it could be, which is sad. Restrain. All you've got left is Gam, so may as well. You can use one of these per turn. Oh, wait. I'm going to use it this turn, but I just want to see if anyone's going up against something really dangerous. She's only gaining 1 strength. Just still something. She could prevent getting Feeble, Disarm, and Bind, but she would get Restraint, which is not great. But what else can she do? That's a 5, and no one else is fast enough to deal with it, so she may as well just hit him really hard. Will the Prescript that, and, forward march that, I suppose, and that's the best I've got for you. Pausality Slam, and Distorted Courage. You can deal with that, surely. Surely you can! Maybe. Diffy. It'll be fine. People need protection anyway. With your bonuses, you can probably beat one of Wolclang, and then it won't give Pillip strength, so that'd be good. We probably need to deal with music therapy as well. Getting there, getting there, getting there. Figuring it out, figuring it out. You're too slow to deal with Pausality Slam, which means you kind of need to deal with Distorted Courage, but it's 3 hits and you have a maximum of 1. And no one's attacking you, so you can't even use your counter die. Well, yes. Knock back. And hope that the 2 to 6 counter die will deal with that. Bearing in mind, he's not actually gaining any strength this turn. In fact, he's losing defense as well, which means knockback ain't gonna be great, but what do you want? Doing my fucking burst. And we need to wait. I'm gonna wait again because I wasn't ready. Need to wait for the face to be angry. Come on, angry face. Give us some money. Yep. Good. Wonderful. Big hits. Marvelous. Now it's 3 health back. Lovely. Okay. Yep, that's good. Good. And people gain protection, which is great. Oh, come. An 8! An 8 on Disgorge Innards! Are you fucking for real? I am filled with rage. That worked out. Better than I could have hoped. It swings and roundabouts, really, doesn't it? That's expected. That went better than I could have hoped. No. No. Wow. That, yeah. And Step is still... No, Step's gonna die from burn. That worked out. Yep, Step's dead. Emmett is staggered. Alertness. Hod. This isn't going well at all, which upsets me greatly because I thought I had been smart about this. I really fucking did. Maybe I feel like in some cases I was just kind of unlucky. I'm not saying that this deck is perfect or these decks are perfect. Not at all. But I do think I got a little unlucky in some cases. Get Black Swan. Okay, let me guess. Mass attack? Yep. Well, Emmett's dead. Okay. And they're not going to gain their strength from Solidarity anymore. Which was the built-in fucking flaw to this, this thing that I made. I did intend it this way. Kind of questioning why I did that now. Good news is Pines can use Black Swan. You can't destroy Thought Gear. Hang on, though. Because Pines has Stiletto, which means these blunt die will actually be weaker. You know who should have used Black Swan? Step. But he's fucking dead. Alright, Zeno, I need you to do something big. I need you to do something big. Need you to do something big. Those will all probably win. So yeah, we need to contest the mass attack, which is 16 to 22, which is bad. Especially for Pines. What do you got? Pines is going to need strength. You're going to need to give yourself strength as well to give someone else strength. You gave it to Pine, Zeno, which is fine. Okay, well, where are you hitting? You're hitting the number 1. Is this being hit by anything else, or is this completely wasted? Oh, you know it's completely wasted. Upsetting. But if things go according to plan, which is a big if, Greta will be staggered, at which point we will proceed to absolutely stomp on her. That doesn't matter. See, what I'd like to do is use true trigram formation on the musicians of Bremen. That's what I'd like to do, but the horrible person that Eileen is decided to target Hod's 1 die and 1... And she's got paralysis, I've noticed. Just noticed that. Not brilliant. You're gonna have to try and contest Wound of Sorrow with a single point stab. You might also have to contest Thought Gear Advent with single point stab, because this is 3 to 6 and 1 to 3 and wouldn't gain Singular Strike. And again, Singular Strike is +2, and that's 1 to 3, so there's a solid chance that will be... honestly, I don't know. It's shit either way, to put it bluntly. Fuck it. I mean, what else can you do other than try? What else can you do other than try? You're being hit by fucking everything. You don't have enough for Ujat. Hod is a long way from her next emotion level, so we actually need to manage her light here. Having said that, also kind of need to go for it. Bollocks. Yeah, we used her prescripts. Okay. Now we just wait for the angry face. Now we just wait for the... There we go. Okay, Hod was the only one who passed. Not brilliant. And if I remember rightly, we didn't really plan for Greta to not be... Oh, come on. This is where... okay, well, Hod's got feeble now as well. At least you're staggered now. Yeah, fuck you. Motion levels? All allies recover 2 of 4 HP. Are you telling me that Hod herself will not recover that? Because I really need her to... Well-worn parasol. Today's expression. For the counter die. Now, if I was to be realistic, we're obviously not going to win. I'm still going to try though. Just fuck it. Oh, you're doing a mass summation. Oh, wonderful. How good for you. Good for you. Good for you, Philip. Don't let the fact that everyone fucking hates you dissuade you from being a complete asshole. Gone. Need that reduced. Oh, she's got 25 HP. What am I actually trying to do here? What we need... What we need are counter die. What we need are counter die. Counter die will see us through. Swing at Greta because I want to see if you'll get healed for it. Or if it's just allies who get healed for it. 9. 9. 9. You rolled a 9. Are you fucking for real? I feel like, I don't know, I don't want to call salty Johns here. I don't want to be a salty little guy. I feel like a lot of that was bad luck. I don't know. Maybe. Don't get me wrong, there are ways to improve this deck, that's for damn sure. But some of that has got to be just bad luck. Come on. They were rolling high on speed, we were rolling low. We frequently rolled minimum value on our die. I feel like something was just a little iffy on that one. I'm gonna give it one more try with no changes. Because I need to know for sure, is that bad luck or do I really need to make changes? I'm sure I do, but I think I need to ascertain how much I need to make changes, right? Like how much of that was bad luck and how much of it is just it not being good enough. So we deal with the fast ones first. That's how I like to do it. This a 5, it's Thought Gear Overflow, High Kick will deal with it, very good. Do you have a pre-script? Yeah, you had a pre-script, it's protection, stagger protection. I'll take a look through once we've assigned everything and see who's least likely to win their clash and then give them a little bit of help. You could deal with Distorted Courage, although we need to make sure you're drawing cards after that because that's your fucking mass attack clasher. We'll see what we can do. We'll go Critical Moment, and we'll give Emmett the pre-script. Because Emmett has a lot of late game potential as well. I don't know, do your best. It's not great. It's just not great. It's just generally not great. Give it a try. Oh, come on, please. I've got bonuses. You can't do this to me. That's good. Well done, Bind. Oh, done, Zeno. I get the names confused because I'm old. Yeah, that sucks. Take that, Philip. That's good. See, the bonuses did work that time. Kind of surprised that one. That was a miraculous result. I'm lucky now. Everything's working out surprisingly well. Philip is very nearly staggered. We actually really battered him that turn. Although Emmett didn't manage to get enough fucking things, so he didn't get enough soul emotion coins, so he's still emotion level 0. Crap. It's fine, we'll make it work. Alright, well Emmett, you can hopefully deal with Passaudi Slam. I believe in you. Someone has to. And it may as well be me. Target restores 1 light. Oh, we can actually use that. We can actually use that. Oh my god, we can actually use that. Now, too light wouldn't allow him to do any stronger of an attack than Pass Some Respect, so that's still the way to go with that. But now, Emmett can hit them in the side with multi-slash, which will set him up well for the next turn, so that's pretty good. Tackle mount. Could you draw a card for me? Just draw a quick card, perhaps, and see? I was kind of hoping to get Celestial Spear, or whatever the fuck it's called, or Greed Kick, that's the one, to deal with Tackle Mount, but that's not going to happen. I don't fancy Bajir's chances, I gotta be honest. It's only 7 to 10 versus 11 to 15. In fact, it's with the +1 strength, it would be 8 to 11. It's still impossible, isn't it? Surely. Unyielding Strike. I reckon we can actually stagger Philip this turn if we lean in on him. And we kind of can, because some of these attacks aren't really attacks, strangely. They're just kind of counter stuff. Ujat for more protection. Hit Philip in the side. Tackle Mount is a problem, and I have no solution for it. You can't counter Bajir, you're too slow. I mean, you can't counter Restrain, you're too slow. But it is... oh, it's 4 speed. You might be able to stagger him first. Having said that, his stagger resistance is a 42. It's not that low in the grand scheme of things. It's fairly low, but not that low. But the play, I think, would be to stagger him before he gets to use his mass attack, because the mass attack is very disruptive. They need people gaining strength. They need their buffs. Ahod isn't going to gain any emotion coins this turn, so multi-slash as well. This will be a rough turn, but it could work out, kinda. It's not a good one. It's just not a good one. There we go. That's something. That hurt. His stagger starts to go down. That's good. That's not. Whatever. That could have been better. That went well. Come on. Come on. Something. Yeah, not great. We didn't even get close to staggering Philip, and also we've got the shit kicked out of us in multiple ways. Yeah, nah. Not great, not brilliant, not the best. Give Cocoon to Hod. And now you're doing your mass attack because you're an absolute shitter and I hate you. And we've established that Celestial Spear is not a great mass attack clasher. No one's low on light. May as well use Gone for the benefits, the bonuses and the benefits. You're gaining 3 strength, you're gaining strength. You're just losing it. A bad turn for you. Okay. Alright, so those are hitting the exact same one. So I'm thinking just go Disgorge Innards, go in and go for it. Yeah, you're losing strength, but you make up for it with pluck. Lots of pluck. Augury Kick can do it. I'm not worried about dealing with Tail Whisk, I'm worried about dealing with that. But it can do it. Whether or not it will is anyone's guess, but it can. I'm more confident in Pine's Celestial Spear because he has bonuses, he has Singular Strike. What's getting hit by here? It's just Pasaudi Slam, it'll be fine. Celestial Spear, knock that out. Pasaudi Slam, get the fuck out of here. Idiot. Oh, Zeno, you're in trouble. Zeno, you're in trouble. Luckily, you do have protection and a variety of defensive benefits, which you're going to need. Yes, you will. Emmett can't do anything else this turn, which is lame. Fanciful Tune. All the prescript, I suppose. You've got no other choice. It's lots of clashes, so that's good. Knockback has more die, so that's the choice, really, isn't it? It is that simple. And then wall clang, that to stop wall clang. You don't want him healing. I'd really like to stagger Philip, but I don't see it happening. And also, he's going to use Restrain again. I don't see the counter die stopping it, but it potentially could. You're just going to get hit by Scorching Desperation, so you know, there's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. So just, I don't know, slap Philip in the side. That's about it. Many fails. Many, too many, actually. Oh, no. That's something. That was a big hit. Yeah, oh, and he's staggered. Fuck me. Come on. I hate you. I hate you so much. That's something. It's not looking good for Emmett. Nope. That's pretty good, though. Oh, come on. The game refuses to give me anything this turn. Last turn, it was like, oh, yeah, you can win everything. No worries. This turn, it's like, I would rather die than give you a win. And give that to Xeno, because he has a lot of block die. Well, we cannot... Oh, I think Emmett's just dead. Can't save him from that. That's a ranged attack, so it will go first. And we don't have any, protection, stagger protection. Bearing in mind, Emmett already has 3 protection. Now bring it up to 4. But is now fatally weak to everything. I think we might just have to write off Emmett entirely. Blazing Strike. Oh, you don't have enough light for that, so you can't. Fuck me. I'm never gonna get a discipline. Never ever. I don't know, play that because you may as fucking well. And now you're super fast, which is just fucking brilliant. I know actually you're gaining 4. Yeah, fucking Gale Kick will deal with that. It has to. If it doesn't, I'm gonna cry. You will see a man cry. Live on YouTube. Just like, that's what it will sound like. That's what it will sound like. That's the noise I'll make. And that's it, because I'll mute the rest of it. But that little bit, you'll just hear that, and then you'll know I'm crying. I'm gonna use Xeno to try and stagger him, and to get that protection going. You've got 1 attack this turn, make it fucking count. Do you want to Steel Knuckles that, or do you want to Steel Knuckles that? You gain bonuses. Some. You got +1 strength, +1 blunt die. Okay, so you're getting +2. So 6 to 10, 5 to 9, and that's 6 to 10, 6. It's not good, is it, actually, when you look at it? When you actually look at it with your eyes? Yeah, it's not good. More likely to beat that. You need to deal with Fanciful Tune. And then you have 1,000,001 attacks coming in. Give Step more strength and hope he does it. What is it? I don't know, but I hope he does it. I don't know, go for it. Good, the healing is helpful, and the damage. Goodbye, Emmett. I'm sorry. That's good, some good punches. Yep, dealt with. Good. Good. Perfect, well, almost perfect. Mostly perfect, like 90% perfect. Nice. Very good. Good. Oh, that would have been the fucking stagger that we could have really done with. I had a feeling that that was just going to go horrifically poorly. There we go. There's the stagger. I bet money that Eileen's going to use her fucking thing this turn. Alertness for hard. Today's expression. I bet she's using a mass attack this turn. Fucking knew it. I knew it. Today's expression would do it, and it would absolutely smack the musicians. Because the block die would clearly fucking cause a stagger. And then the attack would follow up with +10 damage. Do that. Use the endurance one. Yes, gain the endurance, and I don't know, give that to someone else as well. It's very cool. So, Zeno, you want to deal with this, do you? Good fucking luck. You've got disarmed. We tried using discipline before, it did not work out. Not making that mistake again. Use unyielding strike instead. Taste test, deal with thought gear. That's only one attack, so single point stab to deal with that, and you brace up, and then single point stab. Yep. And if you survive, I'll be impressed, and you can do that. And you should be all right. I don't foresee any problems in your immediate future, but do all that stuff, and we'll fucking see what happens, won't we? Yes. We all survived! Haha, your gears aren't worth shit. Fuck you. Good. Good. Wonderful. Marvelous. Fine, I guess. Oh yeah, there it is. Big hit. Step's dead. Not the best. At least we can kick the shit out of Philip. Big hits. Big hits. And he's dead! Oh, it feels so good. Meal. Who has lots of health? Pod has the most health. Pod. We get Black Swan just as Step dies again. Now, I appreciate that this isn't really going to be our choice most of the time, but we need to try and make sure that Hod hits the musicians. A, to make sure the musicians die, and B, to heal people. And then when Greta is staggered, we'll need to follow up with that as well. I sure wish Zeno could, like, help. In any way. Okay, you're being targeted by but you can't deal with that. Although you could. Yeah, fuck it. Deal with that. And then you can deal with some of this stuff. A single point stab. Hunting hour. Laceration. Single point stab. Single point stab, fuck it. No, I don't want you to take over that. I want you to just hit him, hit her, hit them real good. Tail whisk can be dealt with. Vizier. 2 attacks coming in on this one, of course. Go all in on Greta, because I want her to stagger. Very important that this happens. And then start leaning in on the musicians, get the health from it, get cards. You're gonna have fuck all light next turn, but it's okay. And do it that way. Do it that way. Good. That singular strike stuff being quite useful. Healing. Come on, let's go be a stagger. Yeah, there it is, thank God. Yes, we're turning it around now. Oh, it's finally happening. Yes, and the healing. Let Hod get another hit in on them. Oh, wow, they're fucked though. Yeah. There we go, the healing. Healing happened. And now Eileen is alone. It's very funny, because she sucks. Oh, you love to see it. Oh, you actually do. Oh, very much so. Yep. Cool. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think it would overwrite the things I'd already done. You know what? It's worked out, though. Yeah, it's worked out, though. Yeah, it's all worked out just fine. There we go. Okay, they did manage to do it, only just. Only just. I still can't tell how much of that was luck versus not luck. And if the deck is at all even slightly decent, but it did get there quicker than the Floor of Tech did. We'll play this out to its logical conclusion, but we know. This isn't... We're not gonna win. We're not gonna win. We're absolutely not gonna win. 3, 6... Okay, we actually have enough speed die to deal with them, which is kind of amazing. But I'm under no illusion that we're winning this. Absolutely none. Augury kick. And that's conjoining that'd be better for Augury kick, wouldn't it? That, but we still need to deal with the mass attack, which we can. Celestial Spear will do it. Absorb impact and hit them with it, and then let's see, you have to deal with kicks and stomps, which sucks for you. Fuck it, do that. Yeah, that'll work out. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, that'll be good. Power Kablamo, not great. Conjoining strings. Will the city, maybe? Not really hopeful on that one, but it's fine. Single point stab. Oh, not a chance. I agree. This is a single point stab. Fisticuffs. You can't. You're too slow. Well, you're gonna get hit by it, so you may as well hit her back. Is all I can say. You may as well. May as well just go for it. Fuck it. Ah, see, Pines failed. Ah, that's not great. He was gonna have a bad enough. Ah, Xeno's not doing well. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. That's something. Hey, you won one. That's pretty good. That was also really good. Oh. That worked well. Big hit. Okay, right, well. It certainly is going the way it is, isn't it? And then we have the friends! The friends are here! Hooray! Why hasn't the music changed? It usually changes when Ms. Mermaid and Mr. Knife arrive. You're being hit by a lot of things. And have no counter die. Beat down! Okay, right, well, endurance. Because you'll also, yeah, give it to Pines. And Pines needs it to use today's expression to deal with that. The paralysis may come in clutch. Maybe. I don't know. Horrendous pitch. Dreadful. Simply the worst. You are well suited to dealing with these. And you might be about to die, so make sure you get your hits in. Get your laughs in while you can. You know? Red strings. Once pages in hand gain red string status, does not leave hand on use. On clash, lose, exhaust this page and deal 10 damage to Jaehon. Oh! Right, yeah, okay. So, don't use today's expression there. Use red strings to deal with beatdown. If it fails, we win. If it wins, we win. Well, we'd prefer if it failed, actually, but still, it's something. You can absolutely deal with casual toss. Okay, and then Hod just has to deal with everything else. She does not have the light to deal with everything else. She just straight up doesn't. Attempt a forward march. Not expecting much there. You've got nothing else. Okay, cool. Go for it. Your casual tosses are worth nothing. Your needlework is worth nothing. Your aria of auspice means nothing. Especially big. I'm really surprised that second attack failed. I guess I'm not that surprised in the grand scheme of things. That's fine. It's fuck all damage, and the thing got exhausted, and now Hod's getting the crap kicked out of her. That's not great. Ms. Mermaid's nearly dead. That's something. Hod has no more light. That is also a fact. All of these mass attacks use blunt. All of these use blunt, which Pines is bad at using. Now be the time to restore light. And maybe restore Pines' light as well. And then, I don't know. Why does everyone think I have the answers? We could kill Miss Mermaid, I think. Alright, I've done literally everything I can. It's time for the fight to end. Enough's enough. Wow, that went well. Good. He's still alive. She's still alive. She's not alive. Oh no. Hines speaks to me and he's like, oh my god. I think my ribs left my body. Yeah, fair enough. Wasn't expecting to win, obviously, but did beat the first round, which I am pleased with. That is what I wanted. So, if we were to evaluate this, I'm trying to figure out what the issues are, and I think I know potentially what the issues are. I think I know the biggest one, and it is simply solidarity. I think the issue is a lack of buffs, and having 5 taken away from the passive attribution cost on 4 different characters is pretty rough. Step could have, like, another, blunt dice power up, for example, which would do a lot for him, and then perhaps, I don't know, keeping in stride or something to raise his health regeneration. It's also worth pointing out that leaning into the Boris stuff isn't particularly great. Like, discipline is fun, but not particularly amazing. You can make it work, but the situation didn't really arise for us to do so. But yeah, the whole leaning into solidarity thing went as intended, honestly. It worked the way I thought it would. It definitely didn't help. Not that much. The strength bonuses were useful, but not that useful. I think we'd need to lean into a more offensive team if we were to really lean into using solidarity and actually stick to that as a gimmick, because if we're going to have +1 strength at such a high cost with such a potential detriment to the rest of the team, then we better make sure everyone's using offensive die and leaning into it. Like, okay, the best offensive die we can find. Hod could probably have done with more cards that provide bonuses. I think only Augury, Kick, and Bezier isn't really enough. But I went for a lot of economy here, probably too much. But to be fair, Hod fought well, so I'm kind of backwards and forwards on that. She fought well, so, and bearing in mind that none of her passive attributions really make her stronger, I think she's an overall success. Step needs work. Faultless Strike and Knockback didn't do particularly well. Unyielding Strike was fine. Discipline is there because I want it to be. Not sure what I'd change exactly, other than obviously get rid of Solidarity, but that was the point of the team. But there are probably better things I could have got than Faultless Strike and Knockback. Probably some, like, what's she called? Oh, I can't remember. Purple Tier. Probably some Purple Tier cards. She has some really good blunt attacks. Knockback wasn't great because it ends with a piercing attack, but I kind of wanted to inflict Fragile to do more damage, but it didn't really work out that way. Great Serpent's Impact would have been a good one. So yeah, Knockback for Great Serpent Impact. Extra stagger damage on top of the stagger damage extra that Boris is already doing. Sorry, not Boris, Step. Is already doing. And on hit recover stagger resist, which is very helpful. Let's see, anything else? We were just keeping to the general costs that we currently had. Faultless Strike never did much, so I wonder if maybe another high kick would have been better. But the high kick didn't do that well, so I'm a little uncertain. Maybe Smoke Blow, like, yeah, gain smoke's not great, but the stats are pretty, the numbers, as it were, are pretty good. Could have maybe lent into Smoke for it, or Sand Strike, Yeah, if we were going to have this many defensive die, then Sand Strike would have been a good shout. With +2 to blunt die due to Solidarity and Puppet Skeleton. That would have been 6 to 10, which is a solid clasher. Although Faultless Strike would have been... No, it would have been low. Actually, no. It would have been higher, lowest, lower, highest, which is weird. Puppet Blockade didn't do much, but probably could have just done with a better Light Restoration card. But there's not many decent Light Restoration cards that are blunt at high levels, unless I'm absolutely missing out on something. Yeah, Forward March has a blunt die in it. Yeah, honestly, that probably would have been better. Yeah, that probably would have been better. At the very least, I think Great Serpent's Impact would have been a good shout. Emmett's... I'm less clear on why Emmett didn't do well. Nah, it's a lack of bonuses. Locked potential doesn't come in until too late. Prep up the main dish requires him to hit them first. and nothing else provides bonuses. He's entirely reliant on Hod providing him with bonuses. And Hod didn't have enough bonus cards to provide him with said bonuses, so yeah, I think that's actually the solution. His cards are relatively strong enough, I'd say. He just needed more bonuses. Xeno, well, his deck worked as intended, it's just not very strong, frankly. And Solidarity is even less effective for him because of all the defensive die he has. He has so many defensive die that +1 strength doesn't serve him nearly as well as, say, +1 endurance. And we could have given him something more useful for 5 cost. I don't regret putting Solidarity in there, I'm just acknowledging and pointing out how it negatively affected our ability to fight. But you can do a better protection team than this as well, leaning more, like we did Ujat, and that's great and all, but I think leaning more into the Kane Office stuff probably would have worked better, because he gets a lot of bonuses for accumulating and spending charge as a result, so that probably would have been better. Maybe going for Nemo, and then we could have given him the fucking Hyper Beam, so we would have had a strong offensive option, possibly. And then Pines, the fault with this is the singular strike focus, but honestly, I like it. I'm quite happy with this. Laceration for mass attack contention. Celestial Spear can also fill that role. Gale Kick. I just love Gale Kick, and it has a counter on it as well, which is nice. Brace Up for a little extra card draw. Wedging Thorn to restore light. Single point stab, so we always have something to play. Maybe the single point stab was kind of the weakness of this set. Like maybe instead of Solidarity, for example, on this occasion, either more, maybe not more power, but maybe more damage or more damage resistance, one way or the other, so that when Pines is throwing out singular attacks, he'll either deal enough damage for it to be worth him taking a hit in return, or mitigate the damage he takes in return so that it's not so bad. You know, get like Grit or something. And would probably have space for something else as well, probably. Yeah, I could have got Grit and something else. But I liked the team overall. I was quite happy with it. I'll be curious to see what you guys think, of course. There are glaring flaws, like even beyond the ones I've said. I am aware of this, but overall, quite happy with it. I think it was at least fun for me to play. So that's a success in of itself, and it did technically win on the second try. I can't tell if it's chalked up to luck or not. I don't know. The second match felt more fair, but I do remember the first round being very lucky on our side. So, and I can't remember if there was more blatant examples of luck later on, so it's hard to say. I think the team's alright. But that's all from me for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Special thanks to our members and patrons, Cryolytic, Abyssal Angie, Grand Captain General Peace, Meanbag Beanbag Turtle, Malignant Humor, Zanael, Cuds, Kana Samaria, Poe, Pork Chop Lebrex, Scrubby Doo, Lifesteal, Mega Mr. Z-Man, Unclever Name, Lumen, Summercat, Flanny, Painter Dragoon, Lila Haxai, Lipotatoes, Proxy, Caminera, Heartland, Herrick J, Dresso, Sion Distance, Lol, Etherabin, Linky, Xeon, Cedar, Bimblewarts, Majoko, Maimun, Alkia, Honeydew, Sweet Baby Red, Jessica C, Plutonium Pie, Dreamer Ghost, Lep Lullaby, K-Bob, Magic Cow, The Frostbite, Monsoon, SCP-106A, Namad, and Kenny T800 for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much, guys, and also on YouTube. And thank you all so much for watching. So next time will be arts. And I'm going to need to really remind myself on what the Abno pages do. I know there's a focus on Pierce. I remember that much. Echoes from the Beyond is actually really good. Yep, Pierce stuff. One-sided. Healing. There's some stuff to play with here. I'll look into it, but I'll also need to try and think about what would suit Netzik best, which is difficult because he's a little bit esoteric. So, I don't know. But I can think of stuff for the rest of the team, certainly. I can definitely make stuff work for them. But, that'll be then. This is now. Thank you so much for watching. Whatever happens next time, I hope I see you there. Doodles. Goodbye.